Hello, my fellow skateboarders, longboarders, and freelance skaters. This is Srinivasan, a fine art photographer and a distance skater. Here I am coming to meet you in another episode or another video. So the professional distance skaters, please don't get offended. I'm calling myself a distance skater, but I haven't achieved much, I haven't done any single ride of 100-mile distance or 100-kilometer distance, but being in India and to do distance skating, it's really difficult. But I would confidently say that collectively with my practice sessions and the sessions which I did for making a video, I would have easily done something close to 100-kilometer mark, but I don't have any count or something, so hope you don't get offended and forgive me. So what's this episode all about? I hope you would have seen the title already. Yeah, I'm planning to build an LDP board, long distance pumping or long distance pushing board. And this LDP board or DIY LDP board is an inspired design from G-Bomb, the company G-Bomb. Hope you might have seen my previous videos on LDP, and also from a particular online skate shop which is called Black Dog Skate Shop, highly inspired from their design as well. So it's not exactly the same, a replica of whatever they were doing, but it's something similar. Okay, so the idea is to buy some existing longboard from Amazon, the e-commerce site, and modify that board into an LDP board, the custom stuff, and to buy some metal plates and make that plates into front fork and rear fork, as you would have seen from the previous videos, so that's the idea. So buying a professional long distance pumping or long distance pushing board, is way out of my budget. Buy this way, like buying a longboard from Amazon and modifying to suit as an DIY LDP board, it kind of fits in my pricing, wherein a existing longboard would already have a deck, have couple of trucks, have 4 wheels, 8 bearings, hardwares like nuts and bolts, everything under 6,000 INR or 6,000 Indian rupees, that's absolutely under my budget. So apart from investing some money into buying that longboard which I'm going to acquire from Amazon e-commerce site, my investment is also going to be on the metal plates which I'm going to buy for the front fork and rear fork, and the service charge that would require to make those metal plates into those front and rear forks. If you have seen the film called Push, a documentary about the ultra skate event which happens continuously for 24 hours, in that Push film, a 300-mile rider of that event, he did 300 miles in 24 hours, was using a particular LDP setup or a board or a deck of a company called Subsonic. It had a central support which run from front wheelbase to the rear wheelbase. I'm not sure if it is the right term, but there is a central piece of wood which runs from front truck to the rear truck, as a central support up to the deck, Right now I'm not thinking about any such central support in my LDP setup. Since I am a big size rider, we will consider that idea for now. We will implement that idea if it requires one, like if it need me, like it may not bear my big size rider weight, probably we will think about that central support. And for now, it's all about buying the longboard, modifying the longboard, buying metal plates, building those metal plates into front fork and rear fork, and the service charges. These are the things which kind of these are the things which I kind of see as my target or things to be done, like if there is any unknown stuff which is going to pop up in the process of building this DIY long distance pumping or pushing longboard, we will figure that out later. Okay. So once I kind of formulated everything in my head, I thought I will take this to my father. He's a retired deputy general manager from Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, a company which kind of makes parts for the thermal power plants and everything. So he kind of gets the idea about what is all this and everything, so about the mechanical moving stuff and metal parts and stuff like that. So I took this idea to my father. I drew something on the paper. I explained it to him, like, this is what I'm looking forward to be made as a long distance pumping board. So I want his help with the metal plates to make the front and rear forks. So he said it's very much possible, to do it in our place itself. There are some small industries surviving with the outsourced order of a bigger industry. So it's very much possible. There are technicians here. We could do it in the budget friendly manner. So that kind of gave me some confidence. So I'm hoping to take this forward. So in the meantime, I thought I would do some pre-visualization of these metal forks, like how it is going to look like, the front fork and the rear fork. I thought I would do this in Autodesk Fusion 360 software. There is a 1-year free subscription available for any user who is going to download it now. And I downloaded it and played with it for half an hour, and I kind of learned something and started modeling in next half an hour. So let me tell you guys, like, I have a little bit of experience in animation field, but it was ages ago, like 10-15 years ago. And my specialization was with Autodesk Maya Dynamics, the particles and stuff like that. So I'm not good in modeling at all. And since it's been ages, I would say, like, I had a tough time modeling, even I thought of doing it in Blender. You can do some precision modeling in Blender as well, but I do not know much of modeling in Blender software as well. So I thought I would go with Fusion 360. It's pretty simple over there. So as I told you earlier, I played with it for half an hour, and the next half an hour I was able to do it. It's all curved knobs kind of modeling, some union and subtraction of stuff to create some holes and beveling and stuff like that. Any kid who has gone to modeling classes would be able to do this in much faster time, So keeping all that aside, so I made some product over Fusion 360. I'll just show you the screen capturing of the viewport visualization, and it's a completely finished project. No process of modeling will be shown here. And this design was inspired from Black Dog Skate Shop website, and it's just an inspired design. It's not in replica. So let's go take a look at that. So my father said, like, his contact has already spoken with the welder. The welder, as in the person who is going to buy the metal plates and build the metal forks for us, the front fork and the rear fork required for the DIY LDP longboard. And he said like we are going to go and meet him today, and I'm planning to take all the pre-visualization videos that I made on my mobile phone, and so that I could show him on the spot like how the metal forks are going to be, And my father said like he will also accompany me for this meeting, and this is going to be the first meeting with the welder. I'm super excited. So the meeting with the welder went well, at least for me. I kind of sketched something with the notebook that he had, like the small drawing of the DIY LDP longboard, and tried to explain him like how the metal plates would look like and where it would go. And I also showed him the pre-visualization videos and everything on my mobile phone, and then we kind of exchanged all the reference images, reference websites, from my phone, through WhatsApp, and he seems to have understood everything I said, and I told him like I'm going to invest all the savings that I have in buying the longboard from Amazon, and it might take like a week's time from the date of purchase to the date of delivery, for the package to reach me. So I want him to use this time to buy all the materials required to build this DIY LDP longboard. And he said okay. And I was thinking of aluminium, for the metal, it's like 6061 or 7075, But the welder suggested me like we'll go with stainless steel plates, SS plates of 302 hardness, and I also said okay, because like stainless steel is still more durable, and it's also rust free. And he suggested me 12 mm thickness for the forks. Said okay for now, and I even considered titanium metal plates for this, but it wasn't fitting in my budget, so I excluded that. But when welder said like stainless steel plates, I immediately said okay, because it's going to be better and it's going to fit in my budget as well. So that's it. So we freezed on the 12 mm SS plates of 302 hardness, and welder was happy, I was happy, my father was like glad that I was able to communicate to the welder whatever I said to him. And we came home. As soon as I came home, I opened Amazon and ordered the longboard that I wanted, and I ordered something black, Iris longboard, black color longboard. It's a drop through longboard, and so it's a weight game now. And I also messaged the welder with other reference images on WhatsApp. So it's a weight game now. Let's see. So at this point, the welder hasn't taken any advance money. I asked him, he said like we will see it later. So the longboard that I ordered on Amazon just arrived, and the welder hasn't said anything yet. But anyways, I'm going to do the unboxing right now. Hope you guys saw the unboxing of the dancing longboard by now. If you haven't watched it, please go and watch it. It's in my YouTube channel. So imagine this to be the metal plate that we are building it for the LDP setup, and here we have the trucks. Normally the base plate angle that you see here, the kingpin angle is 45 degrees for this longboard truck, which I just measured it. So and you have the pivot here. The hanger is also set to 45 degrees. Normally when you have the nose here, it would run like this, forward direction on a normal dancing longboard or any longboard. So the front fork that we are designing for LDP setup has a 12-degree angle. So with 45 degree we are increasing by 12 degrees, so the 45 would be 57 degrees, and we have our deck like this, and it's going to run like this. The front truck will be running like this at 12 degree 57 degrees, like it's going to carve like this, and we're going to put the rear plate. When we are going to put the rear plate, we are going to nullify the angle of the rear plate. So this is going to be the rear plate, and I'm going to mount my truck like this, as you see here. See that? So the angle of the base plate and the rear fork is going to be the same. So what happens is, like, 45 and 45 degree cancels out, and you have a 90 degree kingpin. So the rear plate will move like this, and all the motions will be transferred through the bushings to the fork like this. It will not carve because the kingpin is not like this. It's nullified, it's zero. Hope you can see it's flat. So the plate is going to be like this, the rear plate, and the deck will be mounted after that, and it's going to run. That's how our rear fork setup will be. So it's nullified and it's going to run like this. That's how the rear plate setup is going to be. So something like this, Hope you get the idea. We'll see it in real when we meet the mechanical guy or the welder people who are going to help me with the plates and drilling the holes and everything. Peace. So besides our WhatsApp conversations, we did speak over phone, the welder, and we agreed to meet by 5 p.m.